Okay, let's take this Citroen Xsara 2-litre estate, either an SX or a Desire, I'm not really sure, HDI 110 bhp for a spin. Warning lights come up the way they should. Starts nicely. Turn some lights on. Okay, let's turn some fan on as well, I think. Right, what can we tell you about this? We've just taken this in part exchange from its second owner, who's had it for 2 or 3 years, I think. Its first owner was Citroen UK. So yes, 2-owner car, showing 96,000 miles, and we warrant that as being correct. What can we tell you about it? Starts on the button, no nasties at all in terms of it starting. There's no sort of rattling, groaning, hesitation. Well, no misfire, there shouldn't be being a diesel, but nothing at all really to get excited about from the prospect of things going wrong. It tugs nicely up the hill here. Lots of torque. This is the 110 version. Fans down a bit. So yes, drives really well actually, starts beautifully, no problems, trundles along quite happily. I've done about 20-25 miles in it so far, and it just drives the way you'd expect it to drive really. There's nothing really to criticise. Nice motor on it, clutch is nice, gearbox is good, there's no selection problems or whining from gears or synchro problems or anything like that. Whole drivetrain feels very solid and secure. There's no clunking or groaning from anywhere. And so very, very torquey. Power steering's nice. Track's pretty straight, no problems there, so I should put it in a straight line and we can measure it against the, yeah, that's no problem there. Lovely. The only 2 things I can point out on it: number 1, the airbag light is on. Don't know why it is a twin airbag car, could well be the a sensor. Normally the sensor in the passenger seat fails and tells you that someone's in it, and I don't know, something wrong anyway. But yeah, airbag light is on. It's not an MOT failure, incidentally. And the other thing I can find amiss with it, as seems to happen apparently a lot with these Xsaras, is the remote clipper isn't working. Central locking works fine on the key, but the remote clipper has packed up. But aside from that, spec's good on this. We've got air conditioning. Obviously I can't really tell in this sort of weather if it's ice cold or not, but it has got air conditioning. In fact, strictly speaking, you can call it climate control because it's got an automatic setting on it. Electric front windows, radio CD with a separate display up there, electric mirrors, remote controls here for the stereo. Heater works nice, it's getting really nice and warm in here now. Although the temperature gauge doesn't seem to be showing a great deal. It's only showing, well, hasn't even barely moved off its bottom stop at the moment. But fuel gauge is working fine, speedo fine, rev counter fine. All the odometer and everything is all lit up the way it should be. But overall, it just does what it should really. Good for a few more years life left in it. The temperature gauge is starting to move now a little bit, so that obviously does work after a fashion. Probably it's so cold outside it probably won't show a great deal. All the display here is working fine. I've just got to reset that. So it's flashing a bit at the minute, but all the pixels are there, all no problems. Brakes nicely. Obviously it's got, pretty sure it's got ABS on this. Yeah, it's just a nice Citroen estate, few owners, well looked after. Do somebody very nicely, this one. That's about it. My name's Simon. You can reach me on 0771 906 9353 or in the office on 0118 946 3352, or you can go to our website, which is www.motodrome.co.uk. End.